In the previous video, we had discussed the topic of using data. Now, in this video, we're going to demonstrate on how to use data. Okay, so using the JGrasp editor, we're going to create a new project. Then we have to make a class and name this one as um, using data demo. Okay, and here we're going to create a method main which the parameters of type string, an array arguments of string type. Okay, then we're going to declare variables for variables necessary to be used in this program. By the way, this program is um, okay, we're going to create a multi-line comment to describe this program. But first, we're going to create an author, which is named by the creator of this one. Then the date. Okay, and the description of this program is using data demo. Okay, so this one we are going to ask the user to enter the basic information and assign it to the variables. Okay, so we're going to declare a name of string type, then age of an integer type, and address as string also. Then we're going to prompt the user to enter the name. Please enter your name. Okay. Then we're going to to assign the name being entered by the user to the variable name is equal to, we will be using an input stream object since we're going to ask the user to enter the name. So the input stream object, we have to include the package util java.util.asterisk, and then scanner belongs to the class the package util, and we're going to instantiate an input stream object that is we're going to place it outside the main method, so we'll be using the access specifier static scanner, and the scan object will be used for the input stream. Then for instantiation, we will be using the new keyword new scanner, then system.in object. So this scan object will be used to access the methods that belongs to class scan. So in assigning, we're going to say name is equal to scan dot next line. Next line will be used for the name since there are names that contains two or more words. And then after the name, we're going to ask again the user to enter the age. Please enter your age. Then we're going to assign the age to the local variable age. Age is equal to scan dot next. We're going to use the method next int since age is of type integer. So next int. And then for the address, okay, we're going to prompt again the user to enter the address. Please enter your address. Okay. Then assign the address to the local variable address. Address is equal to scan dot. The type of data is the address is string. So address contains two or more words or it contains spaces. So next line will be used. Okay. Then we're going to display um, the information system.out.print and for example, we're going to format the output like this, Jessica Reyes. Mm. Mm-hmm. Name. Then we'll be using the concatenation operator plus to concatenate the name, and then we'll just put the other items in a new line. Age, we will be using the escape character of /n to put this age in a new line. Then concatenate the value of age. Then for the address, so we're going to concatenate the address. Okay. We're going to save this one inside the demo folder. Okay. Demo folder, and the default file name is using data demo.java. It's the same name of our class name. Okay, save, compile, then let's try to run. We're going to input our name, then age, let us say 10. Okay, we are asked to enter the address, but it skips the user to enter the address. So we need the buffer statement to read the extra enter, okay, extra stroke of the enter key here. So we'll be using, so after the address, okay, asking the address, so we're going to issue the buffer to remove the extra space or extra white space. Scan that next line, save, then let's try to compile and then run. Enter your name, Then age is 10, for example. Address is Cebu, Philippines. So we have here the information: name, age, and address. Okay. Now, if we're going to use a graphical user interface for our data, so we need to import the package javax.swing. So import javax.swing. Okay, this is to be used for the show input dialog and show message dialog. Okay, then this is not necessary in our program. And these local variables are necessary, but instead of having the system.out.println, we will be using the dialog boxes. So we'll use the multi-line comment to comment out these statements. And we're going to replace with the dialog boxes. Now, for the dialog boxes, we're going to use the local variable to store our information or our data. Name is equal to j option pane that show input dialog, and the information, the arguments here, we have the null as the argument. Then here is the message: please enter your name, okay. Then same as with the age, but since we are using the dialog boxes, the user will use the text field or the input box to enter the data being asked. So the variables that will store those information must be of type, or the data being entered by the user are basically of type string. Okay, so we will be using the string data type for these variables, and later on we'll be using the wrapper classes to convert the value into of the specific type, like convert this age into of type integer. Okay, like for example, to be used for calculation. Okay, so age is equal to j option pane. Okay, j option pane that show input dialog. Okay, so we have here the null as the first argument. Then enter your age. Then the address will be stored in the local variable address. J option pane dot show input dialog. So the first argument is the parent component, the null. Then the message, enter your address. Okay. All right, then after which that the user have entered the name, age, and address, we're going to show the information being entered by the user. So J option pane that show message dialog. Again, the parent component is null, and the second argument contains the information like mm, we have here the name, okay, followed by the value of the name, then we have the age, and we're going to put this age in a new line. So age, and lastly is the name, age, and address. Okay, so address. Okay, we're just going to save, compile, and run. So we have here an input dialog box to enter our name. Enter your name. Okay. Age is 30. Address is Cebu, Philippines. And we have here the message dialog box displaying our information, name, age, address. Okay. So as I've said, if ever we're going to use the value being entered by the user, for example, for the age, we're going to um, compute the age at by the year 2021, for example, or 2022, or if the age will be increased by 1 for the next year. So since this is of type string, we're going to convert it into the wrapper classes of integer. So for the wrapper classes, for the int, we'll be using the integer that parse int. Okay, so parse int is the wrapper classes that will be used to convert from string to integer. So for that, we can have the, for example, we will just try to declare the local variable age, and from the assignment statement here, age is of type integer, so the value being returned for this is of type string. So we need to convert this statement, or the value being returned for this statement, into of type integer. So for this, we'll be using the wrapper classes integer dot parse int. Okay, let's try to save. And for example, in our message dialog, we will add another info here to age next year. Okay, to display the user's age next year, so we have here age plus plus. Okay, save. Just put this one inside the parentheses. Okay. Now let's try to compile and run. Okay. So enter your name, Sika Reyes. Age is 30 and address is Cebu, Philippines. So we have here yeah, I forgot. So we need to use the prefix expression plus plus age so that the age value will be increased by one first before displaying the value of age. Okay, so that's the um, okay, let's try to enter again. Okay, 30, then address is Cebu, Philippines. Okay, so we have here age next year is 31. Okay, now for the typecasting, say for example, we will be reusing this again. Okay, okay. So the previous code will be used. Mhm. So I will just comment out this one. And okay, so we'll try to comment out this one and use the previous code, which is this one. Okay, we'll uncomment this one. Oops, sorry. Okay, so here for the um, implicit conversion, say for example, we're going to mm, have the variables. Okay, we will have the integer a, b, and c. Then we'll have the double d and e. D and e. Okay, so for the implicit conversion, um, since we will be using the unify the unified compatibility type of these two primitive types in and double. For example, if you're going to add two different types of double and int, so we'll be using the double type for the results. Okay, so E is equal to D plus A, in which the value of A is 5 and the value of B, I mean B is 5.4. Okay, now let's try to display the output using the class system. Out dot println, and we have here the result is equal to E. I mean, concatenate the value of E. And here we're going to initialize the variable E to 0. Save and let's try to compile. So we have 10.4. Okay. And using the, it's now this one, it's automatically converted to of type double, the result. Now, if we're going to explicitly cast the type, like this D has a value of 5.4, then we're going to convert it into integer. Let us see if what's the output. Okay, so here class expected, we're going to put the data type into inside the parenthesis. Then let's try to run. So we have 10.0 since the value of D, which is 5.4, is converted into an integer. So the decimal part is dropped and take the whole number 5. So 5 plus 5 is 10. Now, for example, if um, now for example we're going to pass the result of these two double type. Okay, for example, for the D, we have 5.4 and added by 5.8, in which this 5.8 will be converted into integer also. So expected that our result would be 10. Okay, since 5 plus 5 is 10. Now, for example, we're going to convert the result to of integer type. We have 11. So 5.4 plus 5.8 is 11.2. Okay, and since you have to convert it into integer, we have 11.0. So the decimal part, which is 0.2, is being dropped. Okay, so at this time, since our result is of type integer, let's try to use the variable that is of type integer and initialize to 0, save, try to compile, and run. So we have, sorry, the result of C. Save, let's try to compile and run. So we have here 11. Okay, just the format of the result. All right. Okay. So we have demonstrated the topic of using the data. Thank you.